Hello to my Math 186 students. This is your instructor, Mrs. Thomas. And we are going to look at chapter 3 in your textbook on decimals. Okay, and we're going to look at, this is just a view of page 46 and 47. But I know you have your textbook already when you're reading the rules for decimals and place value. Just flipping through the pages here until we get to we're going to subtract as well as multiply. And this is not for you to copy down. I just wanted you to look through the text as I have looked through the text, because I know that oftentimes when we're on certain sections we may get a little confused. So we're going to get started on just some practice problems. This is not your actual homework. These are just practice problems. I often have students ask me if there are some additional problems that they can work out. So let's start with number 1. 16.4 plus 21.8. Okay, now this is written horizontally, but I like to write mine vertically. And we're just going to add. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. And make sure you bring down your decimal. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So you would read that as 32 and 2 tenths. Okay, 38 and 2 tenths. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's try another one. Okay, 9 is that tenths, hundredths, thousandths place. So 9 thousandths plus 18 and 4 tenths. 18 and 4 tenths. Okay, so I want to line up my decimal. Okay, I hope that made sense. We are just lining up that decimal. And of course, any blank spaces, you always fill those in with zeros. So 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. Bring down your decimal. 0 plus 8 is 8. And bring down your 1. So how you would read that as 18 and 409 thousandths with a THS on the end. Okay. Let's try one more adding. 67 and 541 thousandths plus 17 and 1/10. So I want to line up my decimals. And of course, fill in any blank spaces with zeros. 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring down your decimal. 7 plus 7 is 14. Very good. And carry your 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus another one is 8. So you would read that as 84 and 641 thousandths. Okay. All right, let's try subtraction. I like to give you a variety. Okay, number 7. 366 and 18 hundredths. Okay, I just want to make sure, because this is tenths, hundredths, 18 hundredths. Okay, minus 122 and 6 tenths. Well, Miss Thomas, what am I going to do about this 8? Well, we're going to just put a 0 here. And we're going to subtract. 8 minus 0 is 8. I can't do 1 minus 6, so I need to borrow from the 6, making it a 5. So this becomes 11. 11 minus 6 is 5, and bring down your decimal. 5 minus 2 is 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So how you would read that is 243 and 58 hundredths with a THS on the end. Okay. Students, let me try one more, please. 107 and 16 hundredths minus 56, and notice I'm lining up my decimal, 56 and 1/10, okay? 107 and 16 hundredths minus 56 and 1/10. Filling in blank spaces in with a 0. Now let's subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down your decimal. 7 minus 6 is 1. And 10 minus 5 is 5. 51 and 6 hundredths is your answer. Okay, let's try multiplication. Okay, 1 and 86 hundredths times 12.1, or 12 and 1/10. Okay, so Ms. Thomas, I don't know how we'll line this up. Well, we can do 1.86, or 1 and 86 hundredths. And what we want to do is, on multiplication, you don't necessarily have to line up the decimal. We just need to count at the very end. We just need to count. So with multiplication, we do not have to line up the decimals like we do with adding and subtracting. So let's get started. 6 times 1 is 6. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, we're in the second column, so I'm going to start here under the second number. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 8 is 16, plus the 1 you carried is 17. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus the 1 you carried is 3. So far, so good. You're on the right track. Next, I'm looking at the 1 times 6, which is in the third slot. So that means this is the first column. Second, that means the third column will be right here underneath the 7. So 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? Now, you just need to help me bring down some numbers. So bring down your 6. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 plus 8 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Well, I need help with the decimal, so let's get counting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the decimal must be behind the last number. So 1, 2, 3. So I need to move it 3 times. So I'm right here. 1, 2, 3. 22 and 506 thousandths is your answer, THS. Okay, students? Let's do another example. Bear with me. I love doing examples because I want to make sure you completely understand how to work these problems out. So I'm looking through 14. I want to do an example of 15 when it's just a whole number compared to we did, or 19 or 20. I like to give you a variety of ways to solve the problem. Okay, so let's do 15. Okay, 13 times 7.8. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I try not to be such a perfectionist. I do want to make sure you can see my handwriting. Okay, so 13 times 7.8. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus the 2 you carried is 10. 7 times 3, since 7 is in the second column, we're going to go right here because this is the first, this is the second. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. So here, 7 times 1 is 7, plus the 2 you carried is 9. So bring down your 4. 0 plus 1 is 1, and 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay, now we just need to count the decimals. Well, I don't have any here. But I do have 1. So that's only 1 time. So just move it 1 time to the left. So the answer is 101 and 4 tenths. 101 and 4 tenths. Okay. Now let me give you an example on division. Okay. So let's start with 21. 63 and 8 tenths divided by 0.09, which is 9 hundredths. Okay, this is the tenths, hundredths place, 9 hundredths. Okay, so if we are dividing, okay, the first number goes in, your second number goes out, okay, into the quotient. Okay, into the quotient. Okay, so here, 63.8. Okay, it's part of my quotient. And 0.09. Well, Ms. Thomas, what do I do with this? Well, first, you want to move your decimals out of the way. So I want the decimal to be behind the 9, okay? Because it's easy, because I know my 9 timetable. So it's going to be easier for me to be able to divide by 9, the number 9, as opposed to the decimal 9. So I need to move my decimal 2 places to the right. So if I do it for the 0.09, I need to do it also for 63 and 8 tenths. So 1, 2. All right, so let me fill this space in with a 0, because I know the decimal has to go behind the 0. I'm thinking about my 9 timetables. 9 goes into 63 how many times? 7. 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, bring down your 8. Well, 9 won't go into 8 at all. So that means this has to be a 0. Okay, it won't go in there at all. All right, bring down the 0. Well, 9 will go into 80 how many times? Because if I do 9 times 9, that's 81. It's too much, so it has to be an 8. So that gives me 72, okay? The remainder, if I do $80, take away 72, I have 8 left over. Well, I'm noticing that each time I bring down a 0, 9 goes into 80 again 8 times, which gives me 72. And what are you witnessing here? What are you witnessing? A repeating decimal. Very good. So this number is going to repeat. The 8 repeats. Okay. Let's try one more. Okay, I want you to have plenty of examples. Okay. So 39.7. Okay, so this is in, and this 1.3 is out. Okay. Well, I can't do anything with the decimal, but I need to move it, because I'll be able to work with 13 a whole lot better, because I know my 13 timetables. So move it once, and so we're going to move this also once. So the decimal is going to be right here. Okay, so I'm thinking of my 13 timetables. 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 13 times 3 is 39. Very good. Okay, and it goes right above. Okay, so next I'm bringing down the 7. Well, 13 won't go into 7. Okay, so that means the 0 is going here. Okay. Okay, well, let me bring down a 0. 13 goes into 70. Let's see, 5 times 13 times 5 is 65. 13 times 6 is 78. So that'll be too high on 6. All right, so let's go with 5. So 13 times 5 is 65. And $70 takes $65 away, gives you 5. Okay, let me drop another 0. Okay. 13 goes into 50. 13 times 2 is 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 13 times 3 is 39. 13 times 4 is that too high? 52, right? That's too high. All right, so let's go back down to 3, which gives me 39. Okay, so 50 take away 39 is 11. Okay, so I'm noticing that the decimal is continuing, not necessarily repeating, but I'm having to go past the 10th place, past the 100th place. So if I had to round this number, I would say 30.5. 30.5. Okay. All right, guys, I think you have a good understanding of this. It has been my pleasure to work with you on chapter 3, and I will be starting the next chapter 4, and we are going to have a successful semester. So have a good day, students.